Most traders use the Ichimoku Cloud indicator wrong and end up not using it. So today, I'm showing you my custom TradingView settings that can help transform this complex tool into a profit boosting machine. But alright, so first things first, let's take a look at how to find and open up the indicator in TradingView. And to do this, we want to first go up here to the indicators tab, and then we want to search for Ichimoku, just like this, and it should appear. But if not, just search for Ichimoku Cloud. And just as with, pretty much all TradingView indicators, you can actually see that we have multiple Ichimoku clouds created by the TradingView community. But for now, we're going to open up the normal indicator up here called Ichimoku Cloud. And as you can see, when you first open up this indicator, it looks super complicated and confusing. So now the very first thing we want to do is to actually change a few settings. To do this, you want to go up here to the upper left corner and you want to press the settings cogwheel right here. And the very first thing I want to do, you can see we have something called a conversion line. Don't worry, you will learn all about it. But for now, I'm just going to make the conversion line a bit thicker here so we can see it clearly. And for the baseline, I'm going to actually change the color of the baseline to orange and make this one as thick as the conversion line. Next, the line called lagging span, I actually want to uncheck. This is not something you have to do. Some traders actually use the lagging span, but for this video, I think this one will only make the chart more cluttered and, complicate things. So I'm going to actually take away the lagging span. As for the leading span A, we want to keep this one, but once again, I'm making the line a bit more thicker. I'm also making the span B here a bit more thicker. And actually to, make it even more clear, I'm going to choose a brighter red and a brighter green here. So we can just see all components very clearly. Now we are ready to go down here and press OK. And hopefully you can already notice that the chart looks a bit more, at least in my opinion, a bit more clear. We can see all the lines very clearly. Alright, so now let's take a look at an Ichimoku Cloud trading strategy step by step. And to do this, I first want to talk about what are the bullish signals we can look out for on the Ichimoku Cloud. Well, the first one is pretty simple. This is when the price is above the cloud. So we can just write price above here. So for example, during this whole part right here, you can see this whole part, the price is above the cloud. And that is a first bullish signal to pay attention to. But the second thing you want to look out for here is that the cloud is actually green, and this is not the same thing. So for example, you can see that right here, the price is above the cloud, right? But the cloud is still red. It's not until this part it's actually green. So we want to look out for a green cloud. That is another bullish signal. A third thing here is that the blue line should be above the orange line. Or in other words, the conversion line should be above the base line. So for this trading strategy, let's look out for all of these factors. So first, price above. And we can see that when the price goes above the cloud right here, that is a first bullish signal. The second bullish signal happens when it turns green. So that is at this point right here. And the third, where blue is above orange, happens already down here. So after all of this happens, we actually have, 3 bullish signals happening at the same time, and that can act as our buy signal. However, and this is very important, I strongly recommend for pretty much all indicators, I highly recommend to not only rely on the indicator. I strongly recommend to learn about price action, no matter what indicator you use. And luckily, I do have a full price action trading course right here on YouTube. So make sure to check that one out. Another thing that you can use to combine with this indicator is market structure. And I do have a full market structure course as well. These courses are quite long, so definitely feel free to go through them in your own pace. But I do highly recommend to check them out. So for example, In this case, when we had all of these bullish signals happening at the same time, in order to really confirm the trend, we preferably want to see some kind of price action and market structure signals. For example, right here, we did have a sort of pullback, a slight pennant looking structure. And combining this pennant with the bullish signals from the Ichimoku Cloud can make the signals even stronger. We can also look out for price action and even volume to potentially improve our odds even further. But alright, so now then, last but not least, how can we change the settings of the Ichimoku Cloud to potentially make the signals even stronger here? Well, to do this, let's actually go up to the settings tab for this indicator. Next, we want to head to the inputs tab right here. And as you can see, these are the standard settings. The conversion line is 9, the baseline is 26, the leading span 52, and lagging span 26. But depending on what type of trader you are, let's say that you are a day trader or even scalping, then you might actually want to consider something that provides faster signals. And one such setting is to change the conversion line to 6. We want to change the baseline here to 13, and the leading span, we actually cut it in half down to 26. And remember, the lagging span we don't really care about because we don't have the lagging span right now. So for what scenarios are these settings better? Well, you can consider them if you want faster signals, maybe you are day trading or scalping. But one sort of potential risk to have in mind with these settings is that yes, the signals will be faster, but they can also provide more false signals. And in general, they will also provide more signals, more frequent signals as well. On the other hand here, if you are trying to catch much larger moves and much longer trends. Alright, so this video was actually just a very short clip from our full Ichimoku Cloud trading guide right here on YouTube. To watch the full guide, simply click or tap on the screen right here. I hope I will see you all over there very, very soon.